what if I told you that the makeup I'm wearing today is the last drugstore makeup you'll ever need? Well, friends, that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm really excited. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. You guys already know how much I love drugstore makeup. So I wanted to narrow it down for you and make it really easy and let you guys know what drugstore products are the best right now. By the way, since I've used these so many times on my channel, this is going to be more of a guide for you more than a tutorial. So I'm not going to show you obviously how I put them on my face since I've used them so much, but hopefully it will help you when you're at the drugstore next to be really confident in picking up any of these products if you're looking to add something new to your drugstore routine. Obviously, these products are my personal favorites and they work really well for me. They've been tried and true, and I'm so confident in recommending them to you guys. So let's just get right into it. We're going to start off with brows. For me, the last brow products from the drugstore that you would ever need are both from Milani. These two are by far the best brow products that I found at the drugstore. You guys know I'm a huge fan of my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and the Brow Gel. These two products do the closest thing to those Benefit products that I've ever found at the drugstore. So first we have the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. I just feel like a nice thin pencil is something that will work for absolutely everyone. No matter what brow look you're going for, it's super versatile, which you guys will see. A lot of the products that I picked are very versatile, which is one of the main reasons why I feel like they're the last things you would need. This is what I'm wearing in my brows today. I absolutely love it. And then the clear brow gel is, again, the best brow gel that I found. Well, a clear brow gel anyway at the drugstore. I don't like when my brows feel super crunchy, but I need them to stay in place all day long, and this does that for me. So by far, these two are the best. I've been using them for a while now, and they're still number one for me out of even the newer brow products that I've been trying. 10 out of 10. I love these. It was a little bit difficult to pick out a primer, but I definitely feel like this, again, because it's super versatile, is the last thing you need at the drugstore. It's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I have mine in the shade Fairlight. I love this because you can use it as a base. You could mix it into foundation if you wanted more of a glowy finish. I feel like it primes the skin, and it also allows you to not use as much foundation or concealer since it does tint the skin slightly. So I'm all about a product that does more than one thing. As you can see, this is a 4-in-1 product. You get a lot of different benefits from this, which is why I chose it as my primer option since you can use it in so many different ways. You can also use it as a cream highlighter, which I really love. But for me personally, I do use it more as a primer step at the beginning of my makeup just to smooth everything out and to add that really gorgeous lit from within glow. For foundation, you guys know I love so many foundations at the drugstore, and there's been some new ones that I've really been obsessed with, but when it came down to it, if I were to only have to pick one right now, it would be the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I know so many of you guys absolutely love this. Obviously, this is what I'm wearing on my face today. The reason why I chose this is because it does have longevity and you can build the coverage. So again, if I had to just choose one, I want it to be something that I could either sheer out with a moisturizer, like mix it in, or mix it in with this to create a really nice glowy tinted moisturizer type of a product, or build it up for more glamorous occasions and know that it's gonna look really good in pictures, it's gonna last really well. I just feel like you can do so many things with a formula like this because it's so long wearing, but also you get great coverage without having to cake it up. Like, you don't need that many layers to really get amazing coverage. So no matter where my skin is as far as like breakouts, or if I want something a little bit more fresh, I feel like I could really manipulate this formula to whatever I wanted. So this is definitely my pick for this situation. It's amazing. I was going back and forth on a few concealers, but I landed on this one because it truly is my number one right now. And I just barely talked about it in a recent video, and I've been sharing it like crazy. So it won't be a surprise to a lot of you. But for concealer, I chose the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is so beautiful. I've been wearing this every single day. I'm not joking. Over my high-end products. This is my current favorite concealer out of my entire collection. So even though there are so many concealers from the drugstore that I love, I had to choose this one for this video just because it's not just good at the drugstore, it's like my favorite right now. So I love this because it looks gorgeous under the eyes especially. I do use it over blemishes because I find that it gives really great coverage, but what I love is it's not too drying and it's not too oily or dewy to where you feel like it moves around or creases a ton. I feel like this is the perfect in-between formula. This is also a product that I feel like you can manipulate a little bit. You could sheer it out or build it up and it's not going to look overdone. If you do layer it up, it just looks so fresh on the skin and especially underneath the eyes. It's phenomenal. I love this. So for powder, I actually picked two powders, a loose powder and a pressed powder. If I had to only pick one powder at the drugstore that I just feel like will stand the test of time and will do whatever you want it to, depending on how much you want to use, it's this one right here. This is from number 7. It's the Perfect Light Loose Powder. I have mine in the shade Translucent. I just feel like this is one of the most luxurious feeling powders at the drugstore. There's a lot of gorgeous ones that I love, but if I could just choose one, it would have to be this one. I love how you can do just a sheer layer and it really melts into the skin. It blurs your pores. It really helps with longevity with your makeup, or if you're somebody who really likes to kind of build up and bake a little bit more. I'm not huge on baking my under eye area or anything like that. However, I feel like this is a great powder to do that. And yeah, it just feels so luxurious on the skin. It competes with my high-end powders, so this was definitely my loose powder pick. I couldn't not put my Rimmel Stay Matte powder in this because this is by far my #1 pressed powder for mattifying the skin. Both high-end and drugstore, out of my entire collection, basically. It's this one. It has rubbed off on the lid, but this is a staple for me. I make sure to get the transparent shade. If you've watched my videos before, you know I've used this for so many years, and I like to use it at the end of my makeup routine after setting spray just to kind of reinforce the T-zone so that it doesn't budge or get too oily throughout the day. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is absolutely the last mattifying powder I would ever need, not just from the drugstore, but out of my whole collection. If you've watched my videos, I bet you could guess what bronzer I was gonna pick. I'm still head over heels in love with this Milani bronzer. This is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. That's the one that I personally use. I absolutely love this bronzer. This is another one of those products that, like, if I had to get rid of my entire makeup collection and only keep this drugstore bronzer, I would be more than happy. It's absolutely amazing. The formula blends like a dream. I'm somebody who's heavy-handed with bronzers, and I don't feel like I can ever overdo this. I love how it sculpts my face and warms it up. It's the perfect tone and undertone for me. I can't live without this. You guys already know. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how much I love this bronzer. So that was a no-brainer for me. When it comes to blush, I was really thinking about the last blush product that I would ever need from the drugstore. For me personally, I'm into more of a matte blush. If I had to choose right now, if I could only have one finish in a blush, it would be a matte blush. However, I do have a formula that I'm just obsessed with that does have multiple finishes. I do typically go for their matte finishes, but I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Okay. For blush, I chose the Flower Beauty Flower Pots blushes. These are some of the most luxurious powder blushes I've ever tried. Plus, the colors are so fun, so flattering, pigmented, but you can also sheer them out really well. I love these. Plus, I think the packaging is so cute. The shade Barrymore does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but I get the most use out of these 3 shades right here. I'm actually wearing Peach Primrose and Sweet Pea mixed on my cheeks today. I absolutely love them. If I had to only choose one color, for me, I love Sweet Pea. This is a little more of a cool tone blush, which I'm really into cool tones. I'm obsessed with this. I've also been loving the Spiced Petal shade recently, which is just a nice peachy pink warm tone blush. So if you're into that, I would recommend this shade. But for me personally, if I could only choose one, I would choose Sweet Pea for myself. They're all so gorgeous, buttery, amazing, silky, blendable, just inspiring as well. The colors, again, are just so fun. This is also something that competes with my high-end products in formula and feel, and in the way it makes me feel. So this is definitely my blush pick. You wouldn't need to look any further than these. So for highlighter, of course, for me, even though I love a lot of highlighters, okay, if I had to just pick one, it would be the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This highlighter to me is really timeless. I feel like, trends come and go as far as cream highlighters or iridescent highlighters, powder highlighters, super intense, super natural. Like there's just so many different trends in makeup. And with all these products, but especially this highlighter, I wanted to choose something that I felt was timeless. For me, it's this. It's a baked highlighter. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I have mine in the shade Be My Highlight. It's what I've got all over the skin right now. I love this because you can build it up. It's never gonna look too makeup-y, if that makes sense. It just blends into the skin. I feel like this gives you that lit from within natural glow that will always be on trend, you know? The formula is gorgeous and you just can't go wrong. If you're a beginner or if you're like makeup obsessed, this is something that I feel like everybody needs in their collection. It's amazing. So next up, we're gonna be talking eyeshadow palettes. And keep in mind with all these products, not only are they definitely my personal taste, but the shades are also the things that flatter me most. So just keep that in mind, especially with eyeshadow palettes. I have actually two that I'm gonna share with you. I have my pick and then one to add on as like a little mention in case you're not into the tones that I'm into. It'll make sense as I talk about it. So for me, an eyeshadow palette needs to be something that can take me from day to night. I need something that's gonna really flatter me and something that inspires me constantly. And for me personally, I've talked about this so many times. It's the ColourPop That's Taupe eyeshadow palette. This is what I'm wearing all over the eyes. This is a cool toned eyeshadow palette. So I know a lot of people, you know, aren't into cool tones. For me personally, I love it. I think it flatters me the most, at least right now with my personal aesthetic. I love this. I love the mix of mattes and shimmers. I love that I get a glittery shade in here as well because I'm obsessed with a sparkly eyeshadow. So this for sure is my top pick. If I had to just never buy an eyeshadow palette again, I would be so happy that I had this in my collection. I absolutely love it. If you're not too keen on cool tones, ColourPop makes amazing shadow palettes, and I would recommend Going Coconuts as another option, just because it's more of like a neutral / warm toned palette. You still get that versatility with the mix of mattes and shimmers, so you can really make this look super glam or take it more simple and just use the mattes for an everyday look. So that's a little mention if you're not super into cool tones. This one's a little bit more warm. Actually, it's more neutral in my opinion, but if you're into cool tones, do not sleep on this. If you haven't tried this yet, it's absolutely incredible. I'm obsessed, beyond obsessed. I love this. Mascara. Okay, this was kind of a hard pick because I love mascara and I feel like I have so many from the drugstore that I'm obsessed with. But as of now, I can't lie to myself about this one. Like I use this mascara so much that it's my personal number one from the drugstore, even though I love so many. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I'm wearing this all over the lashes. I love this because it gives me the volume that I want. It builds up really nicely and it never smudges or flakes on me, ever. And I'm so picky with mascaras. So if I had to choose one that's like so reliable from the time I open the bottle all the way to when I need to replace it, it's this. It never fails me. So I had to choose this. I am gonna kind of throw in another mention. I love the Lash Paradise. The reason why I chose this over this, even though this gives me way better volume in a way, when this starts to dry out, it starts to flake a little more. So even though that's when I know it's time to replace this, I still went with this one if I had to choose one just because it doesn't do that to me. So I love this. I love that it gives me that volumized, lifted, fluttery lash look. It's iconic to me. I love it. It's amazing. I wanted to mention too, you might notice that I don't have a eyeliner in this video. It's because I don't feel like I've tried enough to really recommend the last eyeliner you'd ever need. I'm actually looking forward to learning from you guys. If you don't know about my According to You series that I do here on my channel, I love doing this series where I ask you what your number one products are per category. I've been doing that for a while now. I have several episodes and the next one that's coming up is eyeliners. So I'm excited to see if there's drugstore options on the top 10 rankings because if so, I will definitely try them out. And yeah, I just feel like I need your help in the eyeliner category. So anyways, I haven't filmed that video yet. I will actually have the mascara video, which is the last episode that I filmed of that series, in the description box down below. And in that video, if you want to submit your favorite eyeliner, especially if you have a drugstore option, please feel free because I haven't filmed it yet. So you can still submit, but I will be filming it soon. So move swiftly, you know? I'm excited though. I'm excited to see what eyeliners win. All right, we're gonna move on to lips. This category was really easy for me, even though I'm obsessed with lip products. I collect more lip products than anything else, I feel like. When it came down to it, for lip liners, I knew my #1 formula. It's the NYX Slim Lip Pencil. As you can see, I've got quite a collection here. I would just have to say you can't go wrong with this formula. I love it because it's not too creamy to where it like wears off, but it's also firm enough to where you really get nice definition and longevity with it. It's so good. I love it. And I would have to say my top shades are Nude Beige, Neutral, Peekaboo Neutral, and Mauve. I love so many. You can't really go wrong with any of the shades, and they have so many to choose from, but those are my personal favorites. I'm actually wearing Natural all over the lips today. I love that one. But yeah, these lip liners are my #1 lip liners from the drugstore, hands down. I feel like lipstick was a little bit tricky at first, and then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I do feel like I know what I would choose for this. When it comes to a lipstick formula, I just wanted something that's gonna be pretty standard, reliable, not too matte, not too shiny, lots of different colors to choose from. And for me, that's the Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks. I have 2 favorites. I love Truffle Tease and Rosy Risk personally. I'm wearing Rosy Risk all over the lips today, but again, these are just really nice classic lipsticks. They're not liquid matte lipsticks or anything lip oily or anything like that. Just, you know, if I had to just choose one type of formula to last me forever, this kind of a formula is timeless to me. So it's more of a cream finish, so versatile in that way as well, where you could really sheer it out if you wanted to. You could build it up to boost the color. It's something that is comfortable to wear. These have been around for forever, but I really do feel like they're just timeless, you know? And just like the lip liners, there are so many gorgeous shades to choose from. So no matter what you're looking for, you'd be able to find like a tone and undertone that suits you. So yeah, Maybelline for the win. For a gloss, oh my gosh, I love a lot of glosses right now, but the Essence Shine 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 gloss is still by far just a gloss that I get giddy about from the drugstore. It's like $3. I cannot believe that. It's insane. Actually, is it $2? I don't know. It's really, really inexpensive. It's the gloss I'm wearing all over the lips right now. I love it because it gives you insane shine on the lips, but doesn't feel gloopy or sticky whatsoever. I also feel like it smooths out the lip lines. And no matter what you're wearing, if you're just wearing a lip liner or maybe you have nothing on your lips, or if you're layering it on top of a lip liner and a lipstick like I'm doing today, it works with every formula. I am beyond obsessed with this. I don't think I could live without this. I love this gloss so much. For setting spray, it's actually interesting. For me, I go for more of a hydrating, plumping kind of a feeling setting spray from the drugstore because of the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I end up using this in the T-zone anyway, so I don't feel the need to use like a mattifying setting spray all over the face. So keep that in mind. If you're someone who steers clear from dewy setting sprays, maybe you have more of an oily skin type, more power to you. Stick with your mattifying setting spray if you don't like dewy setting spray, but I had to put in my favorite. If I had to just pick one right now, you guys, it's still the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I need to buy another one again. It is so beautiful. The applicator on this is stunning. It's like a little misty cloud. I feel like it just balances my skin to where I don't feel like it looks overly oily in certain areas. It just feels so nice, and I feel like it really smooths out my makeup. It gets rid of any powdery finish without looking too dewy. It's got the perfect formula for just really setting down my makeup without altering the finish of everything entirely, if that makes sense. It's phenomenal. I love this so much, and yeah, I need to buy another one because it's gone at this point. So for me, this is definitely the last drugstore setting spray that I would need. It's that good. All right, you guys, so that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any similar picks out of the things that I mentioned today. I would love to hear what you guys love in the comments down below, but I just truly hope that this was helpful for you because I know there's always so many new things launching, and this for me is like my narrowed down, edited, curated collection if I had to just pick one thing per category right now and be confident in it for the rest of my life, which sounds dramatic, but that's kind of what I was going for here. I really genuinely stand behind these products. I think they're timeless. I think I'll be using them for years to come, and I've been using them for years already. So I hope you found it interesting and helpful to see my picks. Let me know if you'd like to see a high-end version of this. I think that could be fun as well. So let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are. I am so thrilled about how my makeup looks today using all these drugstore products. If you end up picking up any of these products, let me know what you think, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.